Hey guys, thanks for joining me for another Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia video. Today we're going to do a character guide on Golbez. Golbez is a fairly generic, just dark damage dealer, and his kit is fairly simple. So we're going to kind of do a quick character guide here. My phone's almost dead, but we're going to get through. I think we got just enough to get it done. I wasn't able to do them last night, so I wanted to get my character guides done tonight, right? So we're going to go ahead and look at his calls, his artifacts, and his spheres, right? I'm not going to pull up his calls on screen like I normally do. It's just really quick. His calls are bad. Like, you don't really need to worry about his calls. Basically, his 15 CP call, all it does is it puts a dark resist down on the enemies. And then the LD call just gives the caller brave gain up, and or just gives a 20% brave gain based on HP damage after a turn. So it's just like a simple brave gain. So nothing too crazy. There are better brave gain calls out there, and there are better probably enchant and peril calls out there, because his call doesn't even enchant, it just imperils, right? So don't worry about his call, okay? So let's go ahead and let's look at his artifacts and his spheres. So for his artifacts, attack 108 max brave 330 is fine, but if you can get his attack 108 with a C50, which is Lunarian Descent boost, which I've got it here with a max brave, but it does max brave and attack, right? And as a damage dealer, you just want max brave and attack. This is what you want right here. Attack 108, Lunarian Descent boost, 2-star. That's what you want for like a maxed out Golbez, right? Let me just swap out that right there. All right, perfect. All right, so now let's go ahead and we're going to look at the spheres. My spheres aren't set up that great. I put his spheres on him a long time ago. I don't know why I gave him 2 A sphere, like full spheres, because Golbez is a character I've never really had fully maxed. I don't really use, so I don't know why I went crazy with that, but I did. But on the A sphere, brave damage and attack are, you know, pretty much what you want to go for there. He does do weakness damage, so I would say you're safe to put like a Rydia on him would be a pretty good one. So his own is actually not bad. It's raising attack by 2% up to 5 times, so it's a 10% attack sphere, so that one's a decent one to have on there. This A sphere, you don't want this. This is just a max brave up. That's not good, but it's a full sphere. I didn't want to overwrite it. But try to grab a really good brave damage sphere or attack sphere or a combo of both, right? The E slot's a little bit more flexible. I like having the poison on them, so I went ahead and threw down a poison, just because I think Thancred's is pretty good, just to have that poison on there. Thancred or... see, Thancred you can use with weakness damage, so... you know, if you want poison and you don't have weakness damage, then you use Ferris, but if you do weakness damage, you can use Thancred there. So I've got Thancred's sphere on there, but otherwise you could do like a Yuffie, Emperor, like one of those typical like attack boosting spheres is probably what you want if you're serious about your Golbez, right? So go for attack buffing on your E slot. Alright, so let's go ahead and hop into a little showcase here. So we'll go ahead and just hop in. And this should be a pretty quick showcase. It's a very simple character, very simple kit. We shouldn't have to spend too long with it. He is a BT character, does not have an FR at this point. So probably what I'll do is I'll just jump right into his BT phase, show off all of his attacks, talk about his BT effect, and we'll call it good, right? Like I said, I think this is going to be a little bit quicker of a showcase. So let's go ahead and let's hop into the BT. So yeah, let's go ahead and just... wait, do I have his... Wait, is his BT not equipped? Oh, maybe I didn't have his BT. Hold on, am I crazy? Hold up. I could have swore I had his BT. Maybe I don't. Let me just hop back out really quick. Am I crazy? Let me just double check here. I thought I had his BT. Maybe I don't. Oh, I don't. Okay, never mind. I don't have his BT. So I will just simply explain that to you. All right. Well, that's one way to figure it out. He's one of those characters that I thought I just had it, but yeah, I guess not. So that's fine. Arden was like that. I had Arden's BT from back in the day. So yeah, we will do the Realm Luna Freya shenanigans to give him a bunch of turns, and we'll just showcase him that way. So we got Luna Freya up front here, so we're just going to quick prayer him and let him take a few turns. Alright, so let's go ahead and quick prayer Golbez, and we'll hop right in. This combo of Luna Freya Rem, by the way, you're going to see that a lot for showcases. It's a very good showcase combo. It just allows me to get to my character quick. They have pretty decent auras, can make them look good, and all that. Alright, so Golbez is up. So with Golbez, you definitely want to lead with the EX Twin Meteor. And it's a slow charging EX, so you want to use it right away, because it's going to be fairly powerful. Yeah, dropping down, yeah, a mil AoE for like this Golbez that could be a lot stronger. That's very powerful. So yeah, you definitely want to get his EX going right away. It's a dark attack. He gets a free ability use on his next turn, which you're seeing right there. And then it does do a dark resist down, and it gives him a couple of really nice buffs. So he gets a Shadow Dragon buff, and he gets Atonement for Hatred. So the Shadow Dragon buff is an attack max brave up, and it is a stacking buff. And what it does is, by using the EX, it does allow him to like get his buffs maxed out fairly quickly, right? So the Shadow Dragon is an attack max brave up, and then when it's at 3 stacks, brave and HP damage taken minus 60%, which is pretty good. And then when hitting weakness, he gets an extra 60% brave stolen, so that's quite powerful. And Golbez is always centralized around doing weakness damage. It just makes his kit so much better, right? Let's go ahead and do Rising Wave. So this is the 15. This is the more single target attack. Let's see. Yeah, pretty decent damage. I'm kind of liking the damage I'm seeing there. Rising Wave is super basic. It's just single target dark damage, and that gives him a buff called Man in Black Armor. And it's just an attack max brave up. Very simple, right? Let's go ahead and do the 35, which is Glare Hand. This is your AoE attack. So if you want to do AoE, do Glare Hand. Pretty decent damage. 400k AoE is alright. Once again, we'll get a lot better if you invest in him more than I have. That's a dark AoE attack. He gets the same Mana and Black Armor boost. That does do the Dark Imperil though, so it's good to get that on right away, but your EX is going to do that as well. So if you need to refresh that Imperil, you can use that. Let's swap right back into Golbez. Okay, and we've already seen the EX, so let's do the LD next. So the LD is called Black Fang. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to steal their turns here. Oh, the other thing is I guess I can show his AA as well. So his AA is called Dark Enchant, okay? And Dark Enchant, it's going to give him Brave limit up in attack and max Brave, but it also Dark Enchants himself. Now, he already is doing dark damage on all of his attacks, so you might be thinking, what's the point of Dark Enchanting? For those of you that don't know, if you already have an element and you're enchanted for the same element, it actually increases the damage you do with that element. So it's basically like adding an artificial buff to his Brave damage just by increasing, like by giving him another enchant. So it is worth it to self-enchant yourself for your own element, because it essentially just increases your Brave damage, increases your weakness damage, all of that. So let's go ahead and LD here. So this is called Black Fang. This is a dark AoE attack. It does make all of his buffs extend by 2 turns. So anytime he now self-buffs himself, it's going to add 2 turns onto the buff, which is pretty good. He gets that Shadow Dragon buff I talked about earlier, and then he gets a new buff called Black Fang. This gives him an HP damage up, which is very powerful. You gotta love HP damage up effects. And then he gets a Brave gain as well, and he gets an Overflow up. And then that also Dark Imperils. So literally 3 out of the 4 attacks I've shown all Dark Imperils, so very easy to use. Let's swap back into Golbez. And that's basically it, but we'll talk about the BT. So his burst effect for the party, so it has good party auras. It does a really fat attack up, Brave damage up, Brave damage limit up, Overflow stolen up. The really cool thing, I guess, about his BT is that the enemies can't gain Brave and they can't steal Brave. So it's kind of like a freeze debuff in a way. So that is actually pretty powerful. That's a pretty good effect. And the way that he actually reduces Brave damage, he's kind of like a pseudo tank in a way. I really wouldn't call him a tank, but he does have some tank-like things in allowing the enemies not to extend their Brave and allowing him to reduce his own Brave damage, which is very, very good. So anyways, guys, there you go. That's it. Golbez, very simple character. Like I said, open up with that EX, kind of dance between your attacks, keep your buffs upkept, pop that LD when you need to refresh that LD buff, and that's really it. As long as you're not locked out elementally and he can do weakness damage, he's going to be looking really good. So anyways, guys, there you go. Pretty quick guide, but that's Golbez. Let me know what y'all think. Thanks for watching. We'll catch y'all on the next one.